Okay, we can start. I don't know if it's already started on YouTube or is delayed, but we can start the same. The idea we have done in the, yes, I am controlling if we are on YouTube. Yes, we are on YouTube.
Yes,
we have a delay.
Welcome at all. Thank you to stay here all together. We are very happy to start the second boot lab on live directly. It is a very amazing team. We are very, very, very happy to start.
So thanks again to everybody. And we can start the sharing. It's okay. It's the same who want to start. So just maybe we can, yes, the other computer has turned off.
I can go and speak. Yes.
Sorry. Okay, so I am not anymore on YouTube because, but we can continue. Sorry for this interruption. The idea is just to share, and then the one who is showing the video, it's possible to explain what he's doing, and then we open the feedback moments. So who's the first courageous artist that want to show the work? Ten, 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 ten.
5, 4, 3.
The first one wins a candy. Yes.
I know Hannah really wants to go, but I know that she can't because maybe she's waiting on Luke. So I know that I get it, Hannah. I feel your vibe through Zoom.
I was gonna say that I can't go without Luke because he's not here. Otherwise, I would have opened. I'm
exactly.
sorry.
And
no problem.
He's rendering, so he can't go. He's going to have to go last.
So
yeah.
We need
I can start.
Motives that you can't, or you can start. Yeah, you go.
I can.
Yes.
Right.
Tia, tell me where your film is.
It's in Google Drive. I can actually post a link here if it helps.
Just tell me the name of it. Is this in characters?
It's in a design folder. It's the video.
And which one? What's it called? Oh, I've got one. It says it's got your name on it. We're ready. Hold on.
Yes.
Nice. Okay.
So will you share it, or should I share it, or?
I'll share it. You can do the hard bit.
Okay.
Okay, let's watch it.
Nice.
Wow.
Lovely.
Yes. I love this. very, very nice and wonderful. I love the paper that is in the water with the projection, and is really very emotional and interesting to see for me the video maker idea with the play of a light and colors and writing on this is really, really nice. Thank you a lot.
Thank you.
I really like that this water moving, but you didn't realize that it's really water. So it's that the movement is going to the other things in this video, and I like that very much.
Yeah, I also like the sense of movement that you gave to the paper. It's really strong visual. You know, we spoke a bit about this image of the paper and ideas with how we can use it, and it's so nice to see this sort of movement that goes with it. It just becomes much more clear visually what we can do, and to realize we can do quite a lot with this really simple idea to tell the story.
Maybe someone can explain, because you've all been in the lab talking about it. I know there's people watching. Maybe some people can explain what this paper idea is. Tia, maybe you could.
Yeah, it was coming from many sides, this idea of paper boats, and also then I was adding there this idea of white canvas or fabric that is just like flying on the air. So here I was just trying these things to have these reflections on some white material that is then kind of blending to the background that is dark. And this video, I tried to explore the moment when she's doing these two decisions, just leaving, and then the other decision to leave the first boat. And that's why there were these two songs together, because of the exploration of these two moments, and also the idea of the boat, and then some other material. If somebody wants to add something for this thought.
It's really interesting that we can see like the whole story in 1 minute of your creation. It's really interesting, and it's great also to see a specialist in this kind of job doing this kind of job. Is always incredible. And just want to do a little story about these 2 days of the lab, just for the audience that is now with here. We have been working a lot in the story. We have been working in 3 different teams or rooms, Zoom rooms. We have one team that it was working more in the dramaturgic, one more in the characters, and the last one in the props and costumes and visual things. So Tia was from this third group. So this is the first group of the first sharing of that group. But the task for the final day, it was kind of a free, as always, a free task. Everybody can do what they want, taking the idea of the essence of the working of these 2 days. So that was the idea, and these are the beautiful results that we have starts now. So thanks, really, Tia. It was very interesting, very nice. I don't know if anyone else, Susan, do you want to say anything, or you are just high five?
Yeah, sure. No, I'd like to speak to that really. Tia, I think you've done a beautiful job. I think it's really evocative, and I think it's perfect. Sorry, getting a bit of feedback. Is that better? So, so yesterday, just in a chat, I kept digressing in my creative process. But it was interesting because at one point at the very beginning of the story, we're recounting as our heroine is in her childhood and reading books and dreaming. And it was interesting because I was saying, oh, the character could actually be reading or sketching, and actually it could roll off the paper into the dream space with the projections. So I just thought that was really lovely, because it's like we're on the same page almost. So I don't know whether that is a perfect moment or whether that ties in, but certainly it was one of the things I got excited about yesterday, was the idea of seeing the actress in character, identifying her childhood story, however that's done, but literally it moving from the page, you know, into the dream space. So I just think that was so beautiful. And some of the key words were really fabulous as well. So I think there's a lot in that as well, isn't there? About the key words that could be floated on the waters also. Very powerful. So yeah, that's my contribution. Thank you.
Thank you. Just another important thing for the big audience on YouTube. If you write on YouTube, we can read it, your messages. We have a message from Altered Scale Theater. This is very exciting. Yeah. And Brian Doe, sorry.
Right.
Hi, we are here but can't interact. Can you send the Zoom link? I answered that I will read every message that they write there. So, thanks a lot. Who wants to continue?
Well, I think maybe my production is pretty close to the childhood that was mentioned, so maybe it can go now. For my private colleagues, I would recommend to enter the drive and see it there, because that's a better quality. And I can ask maybe Alexis to share the screen, or yeah, great. So it's the childhood of the protagonist, and yeah, I use the object theater.
wow, very, very nice. Very, very beautiful. I love the common line is the paper. I love this, really. It's a very simple thing and very nice to describe the childhood, no? That you say it is very clear, the video and also your thing. And I love your idea also today, but also before in the Bottle Lab 1, your creativity with your hand. It's very interesting. Well, your way to describe the thing in a simple way, really, but very effective. Thank you a lot.
I was gonna say something similar to Emma, because last time I was already impressed how you use different props to like tell a story. And this time it was even more like in the beginning, I wanted to be part of this. It was like a dance with your hands. It was very, yeah, just you want to be part of this and you want to play with those boats too and with the silky thing. And it was very capturing. Is that a word? Captivating. That's it. So I really, really liked it. Thank you.
I really like the detail of the sea going, like transforming, kind of like to be part of you. Like that was some like really fascinating detail on it. I really liked it.
It's really nice that you can create a new reality, a new world, always with little things, a spoon or a paper boat or just the wave. It's very nice to go to the simple and essential things, and it's really difficult to work with so less quantity of things. So it's really great. I also read here, it's boss we love, it's the whole band is here. Great.
And we should recognize the band.
From the YouTube. And I want also to ask a question. You have done 2 versions. This is the second one. It was very different, the one that you prepared than the second. I just, for the other, we enter at 4 and she was asking like a feedback or something. We decided not to see because we consider that it's not a test, like the labs are not a test, so it doesn't matter how is the result. The important thing, or we think, is the process and just the idea to do something for us and for the others and for the project. So I just want to know if you have changed a lot of things or not.
No, not really. I received some feedback and it was really nice about the dynamic and the speed of the water. Yeah, it's pretty difficult to work on Zoom because you are completely separated. So it's not really possible to make a group work, but I still wanted to have some kind of feedback or exchange with my colleagues. So it was really useful to have their view. And yeah, the basic idea was to work on this paper boat because we think that the protagonist is playing like this in her childhood. And Bori's idea was that maybe we could use 2 boats to represent the bad guys and the good guys that will appear a bit later also in the story. So that was my main idea. And then when I found this blue scarf, I realized that it could work as a sea, but also as the scarf that is really important as a prop. So yeah. Thank you for the feedback.
Susan, has you have write anything? Do you want to read it or?
It was just feedback on that piece, really, just saying how beautiful it was. Really lovely, simple piece, like physical theatre. But it was really beautiful and really clever. And there's lots, even in these little snippets that we're seeing. And I can see the links between them. So that's really lovely. And the paper boats, just very intriguing. And I think it's quite mysterious. So I think it would pull people in as well, if there was a bit of that going on before the performance or something, you know, a little bit of movement going on as people were coming into the space or something. But and the cloth idea was really lovely, and maybe that could be repeated on a bigger scale as well. And the powerful dancers with the pirate moves, you know, really, really lovely. And I think Luke's group could be inspired to echo that as well. So on the micro as its own beauty, I really get it. But I see there's loads of potential spin-off. And I've got other things to say, but I'm just going to put them in the chat because I don't want to take up too much space. Okay.
Just in response to that, Susan, which is like, I think you keep talking. Don't feel like you're taking up space, because this is us all working together. In terms of that, we'll have these kind of blue ropes that we're looking at how we could puppet those. So we'll have these blue ropes. We could look at getting blue fabric, and we could have people on stage puppeting those and following that through. So all of these ideas can go onto the stage and be a part of the performance. Obviously, just like the white paper boat, and we just got to think how large we want that to be, or how many of them we want. So yeah, I can see all of this puppeting, and then that sort of physical performance. Your movements were just beautiful, you know, being the pirate and sort of tying the sort of sash, and then the movement forward. It was really very beautiful, very elegant lines. So yeah, it's exciting. Start to see it.
Very exciting. And also the messages with the boats, because the whole thing is about liberty. I don't know. I feel like there's a community involvement angle potentially with the little paper boats. And of course, we're on the canal. So we could actually push the audience to engage with writing their own message of libertaria, or name their own little boat or something, and have them floating them on the canal. If we think that that's not too cheesy at the end or something.
And for me, it's very interesting, your wall, this the line and the broken, it is very also important for me. I don't know if you select to film here or not, but for me it is a door where you can go, and there is a big space, and I see behind this a lot of waves and a sea. That is very interesting to see this.
And just for the record, there's no need to be a direct relation, but when at the end, if you can present your job, can you tell the audience in which team have you been working? Saffron, it was working with the drama girls.
Yeah, I was with the dramaturg people.
Thank you very much. Does anyone want to add anything for Saffron, or also for Tia, that you have remembered now?
I'd just like to say as well, that call goes out to our musicians who are listening as well. Put it in the chat, and we'll read out the feedback. It'd be really nice to interact.
I have no more new messages. So we can jump to the next. Not Hannah, and maybe not Chris. and not Tia?
I'll go.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm working on costume and props. At the minute, most of my work has been written research because I want to have that historical accuracy there when it comes to creating everything, which has been pretty much my main focus at the minute. But I have been adding some more stuff to the mood board that I had shown yesterday. So I'll share that. It's not on that one. It's I have posted it, but it's not that one there.
We'll find
I think
it.
it's just called Nicola Mood Board.
That sounds like a good title. People got a sneak preview of the other one. Ah, Nicola Mood Board. Yes, there it is. Okay, I'll get that up first. Oh, yes. Do you want to talk us through it, Nicola?
Yeah, so yesterday I'd mainly been focusing on Aggie whenever she was older. I had looked at the different colours that her dresses would probably be. As she'd be more working class, it's more like cotton fabrics rather than the silk and the fancier ones. But I've been looking at John Henry and what he'd be wearing as an ex-military, was it? Yes. I like this trench coat type thing. It has like a button up. There was another photo I mustn't have added there, but the way it like comes across, it has like a military look to it, but it's not like military, as I feel like you'd still kind of keep that type of fashion. The tricorn hat, I think it's called, is the one of that their main guy there that he's wearing. It kind of has a bit more of like a pirate style to it as well, which I quite liked. And then I was looking at the main scarf prop, as Saffron was saying earlier about the blue. I think the blue would be nice, but in terms of how much blue there already is going to be on the set, I'm wondering if going for an opposite color, it'll help for it to stand out a bit more. So I've been looking at the darker reds. But yeah, that's mostly.
It is possible to do a zoom to see better the images. Yeah. Thank you.
It doesn't work very well, sorry. We can get the scarf. I'm afraid it's a very strange computer is all I can say.
I've been playing about with the just plain fabrics or one that would have like a small design to it. The design probably wouldn't be shown, it would just be a small detail that would be nice to add, but yeah, it'd be mainly the focus of the color, which I think the dark red, as I'd said yesterday, that color kind of has the meaning of like love and passion, which comes into Aggie's passion to travel, whereas when it's tied up at the end, it also can connote like death, so it works for both sides.
Thank you a lot.
It's great to see that someone is choosing the colors and someone think in that kind of things. I need to admit that I am not good in fashion and I just put things when I have cold and I take things when I have less cold. So it's a new world for me to see and think that there's a lot of things that you need to think to choose the colors and not, okay, it's nice or just not nice. And I take the mic open to read the other comments. Brian writes, great, very good. We are here enjoying everything. And Alter Scale Theater, lots of very stunning work so far. And it's sign of XX.
Are very great, really. Yesterday I said to you that I love thinking color and dress for show, but also for the life. I think it's important. If you have a color in your mind, you put this color this day. For me, it's important. And I have in my mind, when we speak, this color is amazing. But really, when I see your image, I say, whoa, it's exactly what I think. And, thank you for the work.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think all the costumes look amazing. I think they're really good ideas to work from. And I quite like that. I mean, who doesn't like Pearl Dark? But I quite like the his garb is almost like Leo from The Matrix. So I was thinking about that because that's kind of bringing it into that modern kind of swing on it, really. So I was wondering about our hero, our positive pirate. You know, yeah, it would just be very fitting. But yeah, they look amazing.
Neo is one backwards. He's the one.
I really liked it, and I really loved that variation of how wigs can be in that era. And eventually, for the next time, it can be completed by different hooks that they can have, the pirates, as a prop or something that is like complementing this pirate thing. But that's mainly how I imagined the costumes.
My one question is, am I gonna be able to keep the dress? Whatever I'm gonna wear? I really love it. I love the colors. It's really cool.
Yeah, I absolutely love the colors as well. I'd love to be able to dress like that now, to be honest. Yeah.
Thank you very much. We can go to the next one. I don't know if Julia or Bori.
We can carry on, yes, but I can't see. Oh, Julia has appeared with her magic. Yes.
My internet is very weak, so I turned off my camera again because every time when... So, Alexis can share our document, or should I share our document?
Is it the document that says story?
Storyline, maybe. Story or storyline, yes.
Yes. And again, because we are dramaturgs, Bori said it at the beginning, we are very boring and not very artistic, and we are just talking and talking and talking and asking questions and so on. So
yes, but we are trying to be funny, you know, and cool.
Yes, we try our best. But that's not our document.
Yes, it is. I think we just have to go a little bit downer, and we just need red colors. Yes.
Yes, red is important. So maybe I make the introduction and we go through, and Bori. So we really thought about the last 2 days, and we agreed that the essence of our work the last 2 days were searching for Aggie in this whole thing. And we had the task to give her life and give her a voice and actions, and turning her from an object to a subject. What means that a girl who does exist through the eyes of men, turning her to a woman who acts from her point of view. So we start to point this out and searching for the main situations in which she reacts and where is turning points for her development as a character. So in Act 1, Ori?
Yes, I think I just want to add that we were discussing, so we were thinking about actions and reactions, and we have this feeling that at this point, at this version of the story, there aren't lots of reactions from her, but we need them. We need reactions, but maybe we need more the actions from her, so so that she can create the situation and the others have to react. But that's it. Yes, the first red stuff is Aggie is the leader in a game, which means we are in the childhood, right? Yes.
In the childhood, playing Queenie and Aggie.
Yes, because it's very important that although it's just a game where she's playing with the others, playing this whole kind of pirate lifestyle, she doesn't know yet that she will become a real pirate. But it's really important that her role, that she is the leader, not anyone else. She is the leader, and yeah, so we highlighted in red. It was so important. And do you want to add something to it, or we can?
No.
Okay.
Well, stop. Because when Aggie tells her father that she wants to go to the sea, for us it's a game changer. The game becomes reality. So in a double sense, the game stops, and in this moment she's really feeling that she wants to go into a sea to make it her dream come true.
Yes, which came to mind is that in the video of Saffron, when she's dancing and there are the movements, there is one point, there is a pose where she just stops and sees something that is really important, that her desire is realized, that she has to do something, fulfill her dreams. And that's very important. So that is the point where Aggie tells her father this desire. And but after that, there is the action itself, because in her whole life, this is the first moment, the first thing, the first action when this secret escape of her is. Yeah, we were discussing that it has to be very happy. It's a very happy moment, and it has to be very enthusiastic.
And so we are in Act 2, and then we have this whole storyline between Aggie and the two men, Captain Bonello and John Henry. And Aggie, well, jumps on a slaver ship, and she realizes that she made a mistake. And we have this song,
The Starlight, or?
Starlight, yes.
Yes.
And we think that this song needs a reaction from Aggie. So it's a little bit in a new chronology, yes. On the next page. so Bonello tells her his life and how the way life goes, and we think that Aggie can't be without reaction to this, what's going to be said about life, and she has another vision about life. So we think that, or we suggested to take another song in this piece, Escaped. We listened to it, it was on a Google Drive, and to make it an argument between Aggie and Bonello. So in this, they are fighting for different ways of living, and they are fighting with words, but Aggie doesn't succeed in a way, and is desperate to get off the ship. But she stands out for herself and her beliefs. She doesn't run at home. She stays and finds another way to escape the situation. And she has to make an action because no one is there to protect her. So she has to protect herself and make a decision. So she fought with words, but she doesn't succeed. So she has to make an action and scuppers the ship and forces the crew to make for the island. So that's the turning point in the story, and because of that, she jumps from the ship and joins the crew of the young buccaneers, singing with them. And what's important here, we think, is that she found here a community where she belongs and shares the values with. And the second story, man's story, will you take over, Bori?
The man's story, you said?
Yes, the John Henry story.
The John Henry story. Oh, it's so difficult. We were discussing a lot about this whole love story or John Henry story, that two men love her, and but does she think? What does she feel towards them? We don't know yet. I think there's a lot of possibilities to scenes to see what does she think, but maybe. What did we agree on? I'm just thinking, what is the most important thing?
Well, the most important thing is that we need a reaction again to John Henry. We don't know how she reacts to the song. Yes. How is it called? This creepy song. And we think, well, now there are 3 versions of this whole thing. We created one in the dramaturg group, and the other group about the characters created 2 versions of this relationship between John Henry and Aggie. But in all of them, we need to find a reaction of Aggie, because now it's missing at all. And so our suggestion, as we talked about it yesterday, was that John Henry is flirting with her, and maybe because he only knows easy women to have in his next to him. So and Aggie could react to this behavior in a very cool and funny way, so that we create a more light scene and funny scene, because we think that these funny moments are missing at the moment. So this could be a possible situation which can turn out funny and light, because in contrast, the Bonello is coming with his ship and wants to take revenge.
Yes, and it can also show her, you know, as a strong woman, as a strong young woman. That and of course, it's a good possibility to see something funny, because this whole story is so so serious, which is good. It's all about decision making, values, different kind of values. But I can imagine it. It would be really nice if John Henry moves towards Aggie, because yes, he's familiar with these easy women, and at one point Aggie says, okay, it's nice from you, but I don't really care about this whole situation. I care more about values and which is good and not, yes, you understand that. So we can carry on. The Taking It Back song, which is now maybe a kind of, well, not an aria, but John Henry is singing alone. And it could be maybe, yes, that Aggie fights together with John Henry against Bonello. And they could fight together as a team for the right thing. It's also very important. Yes, it's all about decision making and which way to choose, and it can show, you know, Aggie's development as a strong woman or girl. She's not a woman.
Or 18. In this century, she was old.
Yes, you're right.
No, we are finished. We are at the end of the story. We just want to point out where the things are, where can we make Aggie stronger as a character, and so just suggestions.
I said that before. I really love what you're doing because I do like to see a strong woman on the stage, and that's definitely happening with how you're working on the storyline. I do have a little problem with the John Henry thing, of course, because I do have an opinion to everything. We all know already. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So what I now felt. So first of all, I hate the term easy woman because it takes away sexuality from women and gives it back to men, which I just don't like. Like, for me, there is no easy woman. Like, there's just a woman who likes to explore her sexuality, and there's women who are not as interested in sex and romantic relationships. That's two things. And then how I also feel is that by taking away her sexuality, that's something that happened a lot to women, to really strong women in history, that you take away her sexuality. So I'm not sure if that would really make her strong, but it would again project onto this image of how men want strong women to be like there are no sexual objects, etc., which is a good thing. But also I think I want to have the right to have a sexuality and to be sexually interested, which is something that historically for strong women was never granted. Like, you have to give up this part of you as a woman to be strong. That was just my thought on that.
It's really cool. It's really cool because we are not sure about everything, but this whole sexuality topic came to our mind maybe as we were discussing this. Julia had this idea that in that age or era, it was, maybe you should tell this, but this whole prostitute thing appeared in the story, which is okay, but it was just too serious.
But yeah, I know, but prostitution was the only way for a woman in those times to be a free woman. Like, then you weren't depending on anyone, because those women houses called harlots in the UK, they were run by women. they were like self-organizing constructions. So actually prostitution back in the days was the only way for women to be free, like Aggie tries to be free now. But that's another thing.
That's so
Ignore me.
sad. You make me sad.
Yeah, I know. I know.
No, I think no, you're absolutely right with your comment, Hannah. But we think it more like it's what Aggie rejects is a picture of her of what John Henry has from her, you know. So that so he thinks she's an easy woman, and she says, no, I'm not an easy woman. I'm more than this. But there can be a point where she has a sexual tension between them. That's absolutely possible, you know. But I think at the moment we have just his picture from her and not her reaction to it. So and that was the point we want to make. That we need something from her. Do we? That maybe she likes it, that he is flirting and so on, and goes next to him right immediately. But maybe she says, oh, you're nice too, you're looking good, I like you, but not at this time. Maybe later. I have important things to do. so we can play around with it. It's just that we need a reaction from her.
Yes, there I'm definitely with you. Because she's so passive in this situation. Like, we do not know. No, thanks. Sorry.
I just want to ask the comments from Brian here in YouTube. Fantastic, all very interesting and useful stuff. And I also want to add, we have the possibility of seeing the work. We were moving from one group to the other, and we have seen that in the different groups, this relation with between Aggie and John Henry we are not sure in which is this relation, if it's love, if who is in love with who, or. But at the end, I think. Now we are also idealizing, and we want to put the relation in one single box. And it's also happened that, okay, you are not sure, you love it, you don't love it, you like it, you don't, you want just to have an affair, or you want to marry the other, and or you are in love and the other not, but then the other gets also in love with you, and then you don't like it anymore, you like another thing. So it's, I think it's a strong woman, it doesn't need to be always strong, and a strong woman doesn't need to know always what it happens and how to react. So maybe she's a strong woman that gets in love or doesn't. I don't know if it's so important to know the perfect answer now, but I think it's important to discuss the possibilities, because it will help us to understand the story and the action and the reaction of the whole characters. So it's talking is not boring necessarily. Now for me it was not boring. The talking and the listening, we were very happy to be in the different groups, just listening the talking, because they were productive talking. So we love this discussion and all the single discussion in the different groups.
It's very important to talk and also listen, and you really make a great work, really great. I see, yes, in this day I see and listen you, and today also it's incredible what you make in this day. In a few days, in a few hours, you don't want to make a pause. When we write you, okay, you make a pause. No, whoa, it's okay. It's very interesting. Really a great team of work and great discussion. I think also that Brian is very, very happy of this because he writes the story and after a lot of discussion is important.
We don't know if John Henry is happy or not because maybe he was in love and he's saying he's going to be with Aggie and now nothing. So we don't know. Just I read what Susan write here. I perceive that Aggie is going through a rite of passage into womanhood. As she's soon to be killed, she needs to realize joy, liberty, and some sexual liberation before she pops her clogs. I don't know what that is mean, the last phrase.
Dies.
Yes.
Dies. I'm just aware we've got Luke, and Luke is here for a fleeting moment between teaching. So I'm just wondering, should we roll?
Hi everyone. Sorry, I can only come on for half an hour. I do apologise, but I've got to work. Hannah, do you want to share your screen?
Yeah, I think Alexis is going to share it, but should we say something before or after?
I think we should do something before, yeah.
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 Okay.
So go on, you go first.
So obviously Luke and I collaborated and we tried to make a little duet, but that's really hard over Zoom. But you're going to see a lot of dancing. Luke is going to go on and tell us more.
So we decided to pick a set part of the whole production, and we decided to go on from when Aggie's having a battle within herself of when we did say that there possibly could be a partner work section of a future her or a past her, from when she wants to be free and then when she feels trapped and she can't decide which way she's going. So we decided to put a piece together where Hannah is portraying the free, it's very flowy, and I portray the trapped, like mine's more static and stuck. And then we put it together. We originally wanted to use a projector or a beamer, and I was going to be on the beamer and Hannah was going to perform it. So
but that didn't work.
So
because
it looked
the lighting
like,
situation.
So it did look like we were standing next to each other, but we had to change idea. But I think what we've done has worked very well, to be honest. I don't know if there's any much really.
Alexis is just laughing. Alexis, you're sharing, right?
Yeah, I was just lining it up and all the music went on. Carry on. Are you ready to roll? Should we roll?
Is there any more that we need to say? I don't think there is there?
No.
No.
Just imagine it being projected. No. No.
Very, very big. Yes.
Wow, it is really, really beautiful. And I think I am the same character and the two part of the same character. We work in this as a libertarian. And see you, whoa, it's very interesting. I love your presentation. Thank you a lot.
Like it very much. So could be one part of the final show. You two dancing. It's really great duet.
I really appreciate that you explained in the beginning which one is which one, because I think maybe I would not understand it. And I think now that we have this projection of Hannah in this small thing, maybe it would be better to have in that kind of cage the person that is trapped, so it's more explicit, because now it was the opposite. Yeah, but basically it was really beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, I obviously loved it. It's so nice. I just love watching dance. I'm a sucker for it, obviously. So thank you for using your bodies to do that. And yeah, I loved what you were trying to convey. I thought it was clear. I loved the movement in general. I want to see it there in the show. So keep it, and we just keep adding to that idea. A fantastic start. Really, really, really happy, and you should be dead proud of yourself.
Here, here.
Here in the Facebook, in the YouTube, sorry, Brian writes, don't underestimate Aggie. She's nobody's fool. She's our heroine, I think. I write it power to Aggie, and he write freaking boss. And then Altered Scale Theater, he do this. Work.
Wow.
I really like this. It's amazing to watch dance online, but also I really like these new possibilities that it becomes also kind of like a video art at the same time. Also like Hannah, your last time when you made it, it's like it's anymore. It's like some other level of dance, and then together to you, like it's just really great. And every time I wanted to say this also before, that every time I say like, I actually mean love, because in Finland we don't have that word, so we just like, and it means I love.
Yeah, it's complete. I tell you, it's just wizardry, witchcraft, how you manage to both dance together in two different countries. It was beautiful. And what I could also was, what is this magic that is happening? But what I also loved as well is I could see in your movements how you work together, and the connection. There's just I knew it'd be a very exciting collaboration, you two working together. But I can also see with Saffron's movements and where Saffron came in, I can see a real sort of like a connection between all three, and they're starting to become, I can start to see where the aesthetic is in terms of the movement and how it's going to be performed. So it's really exciting to start to see how this is going to work in weaving this sort of movement with the body, moving it in with sort of like almost the puppeteering of objects as well, and then sort of probably the projection with the water that Tia's bringing in, with these beautiful costumes that Nicola's pulling together. So I can really start to see the whole performance shaping. It's very, very exciting. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Luke, to come and show your video with Hannah. We are arriving to Chris, I think. Have you finished rendering your video?
The rendering is okay, yes. The upload doesn't work, so I have to share my screen. I think it's fine as well. Give it a try. So maybe I want to say something before. I tried to slip into the role of Captain Bonello, and I tried to take a look at this inner world, and therefore I took some photographs of paper boats with different lightings and shadows, and I tried to use them within the video. The second thing is I tried to play Captain Bonello. Therefore, I used a unicycling act, and I mixed these two things together. So it's still work in progress that I show you. It's not the final version. Yeah, that's the background. Now I show the video.
Thank you, thank you. It's very nice, and I love a lot of the paper. It's fantastic, and to use also this to
Yes,
say something, no?
as a separator, it was a nice idea. It talks a lot about well, it's also the importance of the design and props and costumes. Just the colors and the shadows, it changed what is happening. It's like I was imagining like the mute film that there's the images and then there's okay, here's the text. Like the boat with the lights, it was the text of the situation for me.
I can't hear you.
We can't hear
The
you.
others can. No.
Sorry, sorry. Now you should hear me. I turned the mic off so that you can hear the sound.
Such a Bonello.
I made about 20 up to 20 different pics with shadows and this paper boat, so I upload them afterwards so you can see them.
Thank you. I really appreciated to go on a travel to Austria in these kinds of restrictions. It's a beautiful landscape and to see you in your surroundings. And yeah, I loved these pictures with the boats. It's really, really mysterious, but in the same time, it tells a lot. And I really appreciated to see another color of you. From the last time, it was very different, but it was the same effort and engagement, and I really like your work.
Thank you.
I also want to say what a great character study of Captain Bonello. I really think that you've started to sketch him out and make him a much more sort of three-dimensional character, and actually I'm starting to really understand him so much better, because you can look at that and go, gosh, I really understand that. I really connect. I'm almost connecting too well. He's not as much of a baddie, in my opinion now. He's just just a normal flawed person, and I like him for that. But yeah, I really started to understand, so I can start to see as well the character, the depth of character development that's been happening over the past 3 days. And I know I jumped in a little bit earlier, I think it was yesterday or the day before, and the outlines that you're putting together for the characters are really something, really something special. They're really becoming three-dimensional, really starting to understand what drives and motivates them. So yeah, thank you for that and presenting it so well.
I think you all have been representing in an excellent shape the idea of co-creation. I think this is the idea of co-creation, because we are speaking all about the same facts, the same story, but everyone is expressing a part of the story really differently. Maybe some things we have the same, but we have also really different points for arriving to the story. So this is a great quantity of inputs and to continue with the working. I also read Brian write, I agree with Alexis, very exciting. And then he write boss. I don't know if it's boss for Alexis, but I think so.
Boss means good.
Yeah, boss means good. It's a Scouse thing.
Boss. So
yeah, you'll get the hang of it.
Okay. Everybody has showed the work, I think, yes. Yes.
Shanna was just saying something, but we couldn't hear you, Shanna.
I was just saying exactly what Damien's just saying. I could read his face. We've gotten very good at communicating through the camera without talking. I don't know if you guys feel that as well, but I know exactly what you're saying. So I was like, yes, yes, Damien, you're right.
So yes, we have a time if we need to use it. It was a really intense intellectual lab. We have a talk and work and write and discuss a lot. And maybe just the third day it was more physically work. So when you are not used to do this kind of work, it's really difficult. But I don't know if you are used to or not, but you have done a really great job. So really thanks to all for the time, for the commitment, for the seriousness in the job. I don't know if anyone wants to add.
I think there is a Susan.
Yes, I am reading also Susan. Loved about pigs and look forward to seeing more of this character, Chris, fun and depth. And also I read here, I don't know, someone collective moves right on YouTube. Excellent work, everyone. Really enjoying what you have done this evening, Chris. So Chris is collective moves, other Chris.
Thank you, really. Thank you a lot. We are very happy, and very happy to see also you in the next lab, because I think now that the two lab is very different. The first lab from this second lab will make totally different work, different interesting work, and I'm happy because I see in this lab the continuing working of the first lab. I see what we make physically and more with energy and all in this. It is a nice continuing of the first. And I don't know what's happening in the third, because it's really good teamwork and really good co-production.
Just Susan want to say something, but I will also say something for the YouTube people. I will read, and then I will give time to write again if they want, because we have a little delay. Brian, write, well done everyone, thank you. And then Altered Scale Theater, I'm excited to see this develop. Yeah, and he do a lot of this again. So then they have more time to write more things. Susan, I don't know if you want to talk now.
Yeah, I just wanted a word with you really about some stuff to see if there was any work done on it, but we can do that after the call, I think. But yeah, I just think it's really exciting. It's really amazing watching all these artists and all of the sketchbooks and the different ideas coming together. It's been really exciting. So thank you so much.
Shanna, do you want to add things, Alexis, or also this a free moment for everyone? It's not that we need to talk. We love to talk, but it's a free, open space.
I just wanted to add something about the co-creation process, because it's kind of the first for me. And it was very interesting joining the dramaturgic group, because I think in some countries, for example, in France, I have never experienced the dramaturgical work, because in their tradition, they don't have it. And I think some people, and I had also this idea that they come time to time, add some advice or whatever. But I think in the co-creation here, we had more power in a way, and in the writing process, I think we have a very important role. And it's really interesting for me to see the dramaturgical side in a co-creation process.
Thank you. Bori, Julia, Hannah, Chris, Tia, anyone? Nicole, Nicola, sorry, Shana.
It was great to see you all again. And I really like this lab, and the character development was also really interesting for me, because I usually don't do that before creating a piece, but I might start that now. It was also very exhausting. I always underestimate how exhausting it is to sit in front of a computer for such a long time, even though it's very fulfilling and you don't go to bed and you're like, oh, I wasted my time, but you're more like, wow, I did something today, but still you're really tired afterwards. That's also how I feel now. But I'm very thankful for this couple of days, and I can't wait for the next lab.
Yeah, I enjoyed the last 3 days as well. It was great. It was hard work. And it was a very interesting dynamic with this co-creation thing. So it's the first time for me as well in such a constellation, and it's really interesting and I enjoyed. Thank you for that, guys.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think what I love the most about co-creation is that it can never happen again the same way with the same people. And the process is just as important as the finishing thing for me. So, and I love that. I love feeling like I love working with other people and getting points of view and creating a space where people feel like they can say whatever they feel, basically. And that's hard to have on Zoom. And I appreciate that everyone's still trying to bring that into a virtual space. So it's really nice to see that happening. And Hannah, I totally relate, like moving so much in a day and then being really tired and working on Zoom so much in a day, and you still get this tiredness, but it's different. It's like my brain just functions very differently depending on what I do. So I can relate to that a lot. But I've loved this lab. It has been amazing to see everyone just sink their teeth into everything that we presented. I think we've done great work, and it's really going to just, yeah, it's really setting us up for the next one. So I look forward to that, and just thank you all really for everything and all your energy and your hard work, and just for being here 100% and being committed. It's been really nice.
I have an image now in the co-production. I think as a lot with Zoom is strange, but is this really? I see the co-production and all of us a big puzzle, no, the show, and in Zoom we are a little piece of this. And I imagine the show like really this big puzzle, big, with a different piece of all the world, with all the feeling, different story, different imagination, and this very strong, this puzzle that we can make all together. And the last lab, to close the to go see. And now my idea is to enter and see this big puzzle that all together we can make, because we have a big power in our hand. And I are sure that the show is incredible, because now it's strong. And in July, I imagine in Bhutto, it's big power. I see fire really is strong. Thank you.
Yes, I just want to say that I'm very grateful to be here. And to be honest, I at the beginning I was a bit nervous, you know, as a new face. Who is she? and now, yes, I'm very grateful. All the time when I work as a dramaturg, you know, in the team, everyone is so clever and so, you know, they just do their job. They know how to do it, but they're not always nice and kind as you are. So it was a surprise, but everyone is so kind. It's a magic.
And just for me, co-creation is about compassion. And I think that's how we can be our very best, because we hold a compassionate space for each other. And that helps us to connect, and connecting actually makes us all much more powerful, and it gives us all a voice. It gives us all self-power, and it's not about power over or giving power away. And that's what we're trying to be. Doesn't mean we necessarily get there, because we've learned a different way of being. But this is about working on this self-governance. But it only works if we're compassionate with each other, and amazing things happen, beautiful things. So this is going to be a really wonderful performance, because it's a story about liberty, but the process has been created through a sort of very egalitarian system. So it's also fun. It's great. I'm really looking forward to John Henry having a really good laugh with Aggie. I really love that element being brought in, and that song becoming a really funny song. I think that's just going to be right at the center of everything. It's really exciting.
Just read also the Susan writes, and a big thank you to our European friends. It's hard work in a second language for much appreciated. Yes, it's not easy to work in a second language. When I went to sleep, I dream in English, and I stay with my head. It's not yes, or she talks to me in English. I look at her, and
we are Italian and
yes.
Argentinian.
So we
speaking too.
Yes, we are speaking in a third language. So it's too much in a moment. So it's great that. Well, it's for most of us, it's our second language or third language. So yes, it's good for us, not English people. We can do the next lab, each one in his own language. Okay, we can try and see what it happens. Entonces, no sé, terminamos si quieren. I don't know if we can finish. YouTube, it's okay. They are not saying anything. Here in the chat, I think we have everything. So,
we'll say bye to Collective Moves. I'll turn it off now, and then we can stay on for a few more minutes. So bye, everybody.